How are we doing, guys? And it's Monday morning and there's been some breaking news at Arsenal. And no, Mikel Arteta is not leaving, for all of you out there that actually wish that would happen. But Edu, the sporting director, is leaving Arsenal. And this one's come a bit out of the blue, to be honest with you. And literally within the last 5 minutes or so, it's been announced that he will be leaving the club. And yeah, there's been no real reason as to why he's leaving. Now, what that does is open the door to a lot of speculation. And the media, we know what they're like. They're going to come out with so many different suggestions. Normally, when somebody in this kind of role leaves, whether it's a manager, sporting director, whatever it might be, it's because they're going to be moving on to somewhere else. And normally you know about where they're moving on to. But that's not happened. It's just that Edu is leaving Arsenal. Now, we don't even know whether this is Edu saying he's leaving or whether this is Arsenal saying we're removing him from his role, or whether this is a mutual agreement. There's some talk that his contract was up for renewal and that the hierarchy at Arsenal have said maybe it's best we part ways. A lot of people will look at it one or two ways in terms of what it will mean with him leaving. There's people within the fan base that are saying this is a catastrophe, that this is, the worst possible news, and that he's one of the best in the business at what he does. And there's another part of the fan base that will say, nah, good riddance. He's one of the reasons why we haven't got certain players in. He's one of the reasons why we don't sell players at premium prices and everything else. Me personally, I'm not going to sit here and criticize the man. There's some bits that he's not done right. There's some things where I look at and I think we could have done things differently. But overall, he's done a fantastic job. And, this is somebody that's also played for the club. Played over 200 times, was part of the Invincibles, and he deserves respect at the end of the day. It's as simple as that. And, he's been in this role since around 2019. Very, very close with Mikel Arteta. So, again, the rumour mill will start. There will be this sense of, what does this mean for Mikel? Is he going to be unhappy? Does he want to leave? I don't think this has any knock-on effect with Mikel Arteta at all. This is part and parcel of running a business. And I know as football fans, we can look at it first and foremost as a football club, because that's what it is to us. We don't look at Arsenal and go, this is Arsenal Football Club Limited. We look at it as Arsenal Football Club. First and foremost, we care about what happens on the pitch. Now, I know that what happens off it has a huge bearing on what happens on it, but it's not our main principle. It's not what we care about the most. And listen, the Cronkies, I don't know what their plan is and what's going on, because like I said, this news only broke 5 minutes or so ago. And unusually, there's not really a lot that's been revealed. There's no club that he's possibly going to. There's no reasoning behind it. There's no, it was his decision. It was Arsenal's decision. It was mutual. Or suppose we'll get that kind of news over the coming days. It'd be very interesting to see what Mikel says in his press conference for the Inter Milan game. To be honest, I don't think he's going to give a lot away. I think that what he will do is pretty much stay with the narrative, and what you'll hear is him say about how fantastic he's been for him, what a great job he's done for the club and the players that he's helped bring in, the likes of Odegaard, Declan Rice, etc. And that's what you'll kind of get. You're not going to get Mikel Arteta turning around and talking about the ins and outs, the whys and everything else, and it's not going to happen, is it? So what I would say to Arsenal fans is there's going to be a lot of reports over the coming hours, days, whatever it might be. And a lot of it is to grab your attention, to clickbait and all the rest of it. And what I would say, listen, these things do happen in business. We recently got, rid of Vinay behind the scenes as well. And structural change is part and parcel, like I said, of business. And 5 years for a director in football, I know it doesn't actually seem a long time for a director as such when you're looking at it in a business sense. But when you're talking about a football club and how things change so quickly and how everything evolves, it's actually quite a long time. Has this come out of the blue? Has this surprised Arsenal? Has this caught us off guard? Are we prepared? Do we have someone lined up? What's the next move? I honestly don't know. I don't think the media know. I don't think anybody knows. And that's what we're going to have to wait for. But what I will say, and I will allude to this again, is do not panic. I don't think this is a bad thing. I think as long as they get the next appointment right, as long as, there's a clear plan in place, which I feel there will be, then this could be a good thing. A freshen up, a fresh approach, fresh ideas, a new way of thinking. These are all things that can be good at a football club. If Mikel has gone, to a point where him and Edu are just, comfortable, shall we say. I don't even know if comfortable is the right word, but you understand what I'm trying to say here, that maybe that new set of eyes, them new ideas, the new brain, and could push Mikel to that next step. Do you get where I'm going with this? And it's sometimes, listen, it's good. It's good to have fresh ideas and a different approach and a different way of thinking and a different mentality. And, Mikel and Edu have been side by side through this journey. And yeah, listen, we don't really know much. That's it at the end of the day. Edu's leaving. I don't think this is going to have any knock-on effect with Mikel at all. Obviously, they'll bring somebody in that he's going to work with. Will he get more power? Will he get less power? Will he get more say? Will he get less say? I don't know. I think that the hierarchy at Arsenal, the Cronkies, and they trust Mikel Arteta. Just because we're having a little dip at the moment and a bad little run, and it's like, oh no, what's going on? It doesn't work like that. They're not going to just, abandon the project because of a couple of bad games. Look at what they stuck through a few years ago when it was an absolute shambles of a football club and the results were absolute catastrophic. They're not going to turn their back because we've lost a game to Newcastle and Bournemouth. And come on, please, just stop. So yeah, look, listen, like I said, utmost respect for Edu as a player, as a director of football, but sometimes people move on. This is part and parcel of business at the end of the day. And when I know more news, I'll let you know. But yeah, like I said, don't read too much into what the media say. There will be these, scaremongering tactics. There will be these clickbait articles that say that there's infighting and problems and drama and this and that, and nobody knows. Okay, so let's wait for official confirmation as to what is going on. But yeah, listen, that's it. That's the breaking news on a Monday morning. Edu has left Arsenal. I wish him well. I thank him for what he's done, and we move. It's as simple as that. So if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.